I just want to quickly apologize for the blurry background. I don't know why, but whenever I open NinjaTrader, the background becomes blurry. Like, not blurry, but not the greatest quality. Hopefully I can fix it by the next video. And yeah, I apologize. Enjoy. Alright, this is my first video on trade analysis. Today is May 14th, 2025. Basically, I'm just going to show you this trade I took. Let me just get the what's it called, so I guess you guys can see where I took it. I don't know if it's gonna show it. Apply. Okay, there we go. All right, so we took 3 trades today. I'm gonna quickly analyze them. Yeah. Okay, so today, before the market opened, we kind of looked at where prices were during, I guess, the night market. Not really. I mean, futures are always traded. They could always be traded 24/7. But I'm saying the night market because the stock market is closed. So there's not much volatility within the futures market. But so if we look at right here. So the market closed at 4 and then it reopened at 9:30, which is, I'll just put it here. Oh, I have to do it again. Okay, weird. Here. So within this time frame, the stock market was closed. I mean, you can still trade the futures. But yeah. And so what I saw here is that at the closing price of the market, we fell down to this point right here, right about here. And so we came down all the way from this point. So we had this trend line that went all the way down for 30 minutes. So we just kept dropping. It kind of tried recovering here, but then it eventually dropped again. And within the market, when it was closed, there was a bunch of jumps. It went up, down, up, down. So it was quite volatile in a way. And then so I thought, okay, this is interesting. You know, we had this big drop, and then as the markets closed, it kind of recovered back to the point we were at. And then so I went back and I saw that yesterday during the day, we had this point, right? We started off low in the morning. Started off very low. Let me just go down. We started off significantly low, and we had this very, very big increases. And this could be due to some news that broke out within the S&P, some Trump tariffs, all that. You know, the S&P was moving, so the futures market was moving, and so it was that. But I found it very interesting that we had these 2 peaks, and these 2 peaks were not necessarily at the same price point, but they were pretty much identical. You know, it hit this peak, dropped, hit this peak, dropped. And you could kind of look at it as a reversal. It's not really a reversal. Like, it is, but it isn't. So it went up and then dropped. And then it kind of tested it here almost, but it didn't really. I mean, you could kind of consider this a third peak, but not really. It's not a significant one. And then so I found this very interesting. I was like, okay, so we have these 2 peaks. And then right before the market opened, right before the market opened, it was kind of near that peak. So I found that interesting. And then I also went back and I scrolled and I noticed, okay, so this is like a new price point. It's been a minute since it's been at this price. And okay, I was like, okay, that's good to know. And so the market opened and I saw the market increased. It almost testified the point. We could argue that it did in a way. And then we saw this reversal and I was like, okay, this happened yesterday. We touched the point and we reversed. And so I let it kind of go down a little, almost back to the point where we opened ish. And I was like, okay, you know what? We're going to take the sell. So we bought 2 contracts of the S&P 500 and it went down. And I would have held it for longer, but I was kind of testing out with stop losses. And so I put a stop loss and the order went through. And the 2 contracts, I think, totaled to $250. So we took the profit. And I was like, okay, not bad. And I saw, okay, maybe, you know what? When the market were closed, it was testing it, but it wasn't testing it as significantly as it was here. You know, it would drop a lot. So I was like, okay, you know what? I saw the green candles. There was a bit of pushing forward. I don't know if you hear my dog. I do apologize. It kind of went up. So I was like, okay, no, whatever. And then this candle came through, and this one dropped a lot. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe the trend is continuing. Let's buy another sell. We bought another 2 contracts. And unfortunately here I made a mistake by accident. And I put the buy market, like the stop loss. And so I took the stop loss and I put it too low, like too high to I guess too high to wherever the price was at the moment, and the order filled. So I only made $100, but it could have been more. Okay, sorry. So yeah, we took the buy, accidentally sold, only made like $100. It was like a 2 point scalp, so whatever. And then we looked over the trend still, and we saw that it kept going. So I was like, okay, you know what? This kind of matches what happened yesterday during the day. It took this big fall, and then smaller fall, but still quite big. And I was like, okay, so maybe they're still gonna go down. So we took another sell position. Now this position was the biggest one. So right now, at this point, for the first two, I don't even know if you could draw on this. I don't know where the drawing thing is. Oh, stay in draw mode. I don't know. So we're up around 350 right now after these two trades, and then we saw that okay, we took the sell, and now this one's going down as well. This time I did not make my mistake with the stop loss, and I put it around here. The market tested a little down, up, but you know it's better to take profits than kind of gamble. So I put the stop loss there, and then automatically as I placed it, it hit it. So it cashed. On the day, we made $712.50. I will add a snapshot right now. That's the profit for the day. I can trade still. I think, you know, it's best to take profits. You know, there's those pictures, those memes where it's like a trader can make his first trade successful, and then if they get greedy and they keep trading, they'll end up losing. I could get greedy. I'm not going to do that. I mean, there's also no point to trade. The market kind of fixed itself. It's standing within a price range. You know, we got kind of like within this vicinity. You know, it's just bouncing up and down. So there's really no point to continue trading. We can look over the market. Maybe it's going to test this point again. Maybe we'll break through it. Maybe you know, people start buying. You could look at the DOM for that, but there's no point, honestly. I'm just going to take my trade. $712.50 for the day is more than enough. It's a decent amount of money. And yeah, so 3 trades. We kind of played a reversal on these trades, and we also looked at these 2 trend lines, the estimated moving average. Oh yeah, I also didn't say the estimated moving average was quite the big reason why I bought this. We saw that the moving average went under the 50. Wait, which one's the 50 day? Is it 21 day and a 50 day? Yes. Yeah, so the 21 day moving average dropped below the 50 day. So we took it as another hit as the trend is continuing. We could see a sell. We're going to sell, take profit, call it a day, $712.50 for the day. Still going to be here for another maybe hour. I'm going to look at how the market's performing. Usually after like 11:30, the volatility falls in a way. And then, yeah, so that's that. I hope you kind of saw the trade I took. I hope you enjoyed this smallish little video. And yeah, hopefully see you guys next time on another profitable trade. And yeah, trade smart. Okay, so it's now 11:18. I showed earlier this little line here. It kind of stayed within this path. It did break through right about here, but I guess this would have been the only possible trade. The estimated moving average dropped below again. We see a little possible trade here. Would have been hard to catch since it's not as like significant. We probably would have caught it around here. Maybe scalp a couple points, but that's about it. And then the reversal, but you can't really. I guess you can assume there would be a reversal to go back into this trend line, but not really. So yeah, I guess that's the trading day. Gonna still look over the charts, but I will not be placing any more trades for the day.